Do you know this song? Hold on, it's got to play the first of the month. We got to kick it off with something fun. Amber, do you remember this? Were you in high school?
Yeah, I used to know every word, like once upon a time.
Okay, I could listen to it all day. So, all right, you guys, we are recording. I'm so excited to see y'all on. I know there is another Zoom going on right now, so I am recording for everyone. And if you have not grabbed your worksheet, if you've been on one of these goal setting Zooms with Amber or myself before, this is pretty much the same thing, but now we actually have it in a beautiful worksheet format, so it's easy. It is on United We Thrive, but I will walk you through it if you don't have it printed out. But it is just sort of easy to go through, and I like how it's organized. I have been using this personal goal setting for the last 4 months, and I will tell you, it has really helped me not have such a big, like, broad spectrum of what I want to do, but really be focused on what am I doing in the next 30 days to grow my business. And it has really, truly helped me like laser down on the small things. So a few things to get our mindset right. And Amber, jump in at any point with, I know you'll have things to add in, but a few things just to get our mindset right about why is goal setting important? Why are you here? Why are we doing this? To really, visualize where we want to be at the end of the month. But I want you to think about writing your goal down. And if you write a goal down with an actual date, okay, it's a dream. It's really a dream. It's a wish that you have. But when you write it down and you assign a date to it, the end of this year, December 31st, 2021, it actually becomes a goal. That's where it becomes a goal. If you just think it, if you say, I want this to happen, that is a wish. Okay, so when you write it down, you attach a date to it, this becomes a goal. All right. And then I want you to take that goal and I want you to think about when you break it down into steps of how you're going to get there, that is your plan. All right. That is actually the plan. And when you take that plan and you back it up with your daily actions of the things that you're going to do, those small increments that you're going to do, the income producing activities, that is when that original dream will come true. That is when you start to see the progress, right? And it may not be that your end goal is accomplished at the end of 30 days, but you're one step closer than you were today. All right. So I want you to think of why goal setting is so powerful. And the main reason I have personally felt is that it allows me to have focus. The months that I don't set goals, I find that I'm just like winging it. I'm like, oh, the company comes out with a promo. Great. I am going to grab that promo. But what about, like, I don't need the company to do it. I can plan my own things. It allows you to just stay focused, and it gives you the ability to really like set what I want, make the plan, and go after it. Okay. One thing also, because I know I've had conversations with so many people about, I've never set goals before. This is not like something I'm good at. I know how to do. But I also want to tell you a little bit, when you don't set goals, what your brain is doing. And I would love for y'all to drop in the chat if you can relate to these, because I know that this is what my brain does. So when I go into months and I don't have a goal set, I always focus on what is going wrong. I focus on the things that have gone wrong, maybe that day or that week. I obsess over people, maybe comparison. I obsess over situations, often out of your control, right? But I'm not focused on the goal because I didn't even take time to set it. So I'm obsessing over the things that are wrong and people. I also usually repeat the past. I usually just wing it, and I'll show up without a plan, without a focus for the day or for the week or for the month. And so I just go and do what I always do. And clearly, doing what you're always doing is not going to get to where you want to be. We need to improve every month. And then also, it just creates unnecessary stress and anxiety. Okay. An example of this is if you're starting at $1,000 in online orders in the month of November, and you're like, I'm going to be, 4K, or I'm going to be 12K in the month of December. And you don't have a plan, you don't have a strategy, you don't know how to show up and do that to get to that goal every day. That's stressful at the end of the month when you're like, well, crap, I didn't hit it. Well, no wonder you didn't hit it. How can you expect to hit it when you don't set it out? So tonight, we're going to walk through this worksheet. You guys, please ask questions, unmute yourself, drop in the chat, because this is about you and you setting your goals. I want you to spend this time and walk away with a plan. Okay. So the very first thing we're going to do on this worksheet is we're going to put the month. Obviously, this is the month of December, last month of the year. Crazy, crazy. And the very first thing is you to think about your PPA goal. Okay, so PPA goal is new orders. Who is new that is going to order in the month of December? Now, this can be the full 3 steps. This can be a detox. This can be collagen protein. This can be whatever you want it to be. All right. Who is new that is going to order from you? What is your goal? And, a way to think about that, if you're like, gosh, I don't know, like I want to up my game. I don't know what it should be. If your goal is 4, that's 1 a week. If your goal is 8, that's 2 a week. If your goal is 6, that's a new person ordering every 5 days. So sort of put it in a little bit into perspective. So I'll give you a moment.
Hey, Kelly, I'll chime in there really quick.
Yes,
and just
please.
say, I have always been taught, and not that this is right or wrong, but it's a good kind of measure and a good place to start is commit to double. So what was your PPA last month? Was it 2? Let's go for 4 this month. Like commit to double and give yourself a little bit of a stretch goal. It might be a stretch and you might think that's impossible, but it gives you something to work for that's not what you've already done. It's a little bit more than what you've already done. So that might be just a good place to start is see what your PPA was in November, the last 30 days, and grow from there, right?
I love that. I am not committing to doubling, but
your
I had a big November, but I will commit to match.
Right.
But that is, I love that because it just means, imagine if you double every single time, month over month. What a great strategy. I love that, Amber. So good. And the detox, you guys, I love what Amber shared in Team Empower earlier today about, December. Sometimes people are thinking about everyone else and spending their money on everyone else, but don't think that you can't have one of these products under your Christmas tree, just like Lori Wallace did last year. Lori Wallace had the Thrive Experience under her Christmas tree. She won a gift card from the 12 Days of Giving, and her husband didn't know what else to get her. So Jimmy's like, I'm going to get you this. And that's what happened. So, and that impacted so much of her life doing that. And that was Christmas. So don't think, that it has to be. So, all right. So if anybody needs clarification, you guys just unmute and just ask, or if you're like, I'm not really sure what my goal should be, we are here to help you figure that out. I don't want you walking away not knowing what it should be. But if your goal is, if you have a 0, have a goal of 2. If you had 2, have a goal of 4. I love what Amber said. If you had 4, have a goal of 8. Okay, so the next one underneath is QV goal. Okay, now QV stands for qualifying volume, but really what this means is the overall volume from you, your customers, your team, their customers, anyone within your organization. And I love, you can apply, what Amber said to this as well, commit to double. And so this could be, I want to hit 4K. This could be, I want to hit 12K. This could be, I want to be halfway, I'm a little over 4K. I'm not quite to 12K. I want to be 8K. So it can be wherever you are. And Amber, will you explain, you do such a good job of explaining the breakdown of the daily, how we track it on the calendar?
Yep. Let me just unmute. I had to find the button. So the way I tracked every single rank, and I know Kelly did this too, is I look at a calendar month. December is going to have 31 days. And I take my goal. Maybe that's an actual rank of 4, 12, 40, whatever. Maybe that's something in between, like Kelly just said, and it's 8 or 10. And I take that volume. So let's just say I'm going to go for $10,000 this month because I'm in between ranks and I'm stretching myself. Maybe I was 8 last month. I'm working towards 12. I want to gain momentum towards that next rank. And my goal is $10,000. Here's what I did for every single rank. I would take $10,000, divide it by 31, because that is how many days are in the month of December. And that I come up with 322.58. So I know now in my head that 322.58 is the daily average that I need to get to $10,000 by the end of the month. So I go into my calendar and I physically write it down. I'm a paper girl. It's okay if you're a digital person or you like, a digital calendar, but I wrote it down every single day. 322.58 is on the first. On the second of the month, it's going to say 645.16 because that's 322 times 2. That's the second day of the month. So I mapped it out every single day of the month. So at any point, I could look at my calendar and say, okay, I need to be at this volume on this day to be, on track to hit that goal by the end of the month. And if I was not there, I knew, all right, girl, you got to speed it up. Like you got to go a little harder. Or maybe I'm way ahead of that and I can take a little bit of a breather and go, whew, I'm kicking butt this month. Like it's going to happen. But for me, it was just a really good checkpoint to look at my calendar, physically look at it and say, I'm on track. I'm not on track. I'm way far ahead. I'm way far behind, and know what that really looked like. So whatever that, number is that you just put for QV goal, you're going to take that number and divide it by 31. And that's your daily, tracker for yourself to know if you're on speed, ahead of speed, behind speed, whatever. And for me, that was motivation. I knew, and I could look at it and say, this is going to be a great month, or I'm a little behind and I got to pick up the pace. I got to push a little harder to meet that goal at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Does that make sense to everybody?
It really helps me. And I got off track for doing that for probably like 2 years. And I got back on track with it when I started doing this goal setting plan. And it really, really helps. Like once you have auto ships, as you build your business, you have more auto ships. And when you have these things, it is, it really helps you. It helps you sort of know, like, I really need to be, it keeps me very intentional with what I'm doing with my income producing activities. So,
and I think to speak to that, Kelly, is one thing as your team grows and gets bigger and you've got these bigger goals, it really helps you dig into your team to say, okay, I need a massive amount of volume. Where is this big chunk of volume going to come from? Who's in VIP? Who can I reach out to and connect to that can hit a VIP bonus or hit that first rank of 4K to bring in some volume? So it kind of moves and grows and twists and turns a little bit as your volume and your team grows and your volume gets bigger. But it's definitely a good thing just to always look at and be aware of and track along the way to not land on the 25th of the month and be like, oh my gosh, I'm like, way far away from the goal. Like it gives you incremental daily kind of values to know where you are and what needs to happen.
Yeah. Great point. Kathy, so do you remember where you finished last month at? I think it was around like $1,200 or something. And you really weren't even, I'm reading her mouth. I can't hear her. I was like, I don't really know. I think that's what you said.
You're right. I said, I don't really know because I don't really know how to read all the reports. To be honest, I just kind of popped on and went around. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really know what any of this means.
Yeah.
Which is why I wanted to join tonight so that hopefully I could learn a little just by listening. But so I don't actually, I'm like, I have no idea what to put for a QV goal because
I really think that it may be a little bit of a stretch goal, but I think a really good goal, because I know what you're capable of, would be like $3,000 or $4,000. And I 100% think that you could push for very close to car bonus in January.
Okay.
Yeah, which would be 12K.
down.
Yeah. So I would put maybe like 3,000 and just see, where you're going. Cause here is one thing. And if you look on your back office, you guys, the QV goal is where you're like the rank you're working towards. So if you're working towards 4K, it is, it will show like if you have $1,000, it'll show 25% to goal. And I love that little tracker because, I'm always like, how fast can I hit this rank, or how fast can I hit $1,000 or whatever. And, if it was the 15th last month, see if you can hit it on the 13th this month. And as you do this goal setting, you can push yourself, you can be competitive with yourself, and it really does help you sort of stay focused. So, okay. So a personal goal, the next step right under there, the PV goal, it stands for personal goal. That is you and your personal customers only. So that's your orders and your personal customers. So for example, if you have 2 people that ordered in the month of November, they're on auto ship, they're going to order in December, and then you have 4 new people, and then you have your order. This includes credits, it includes dollars. All that adds up to be your personal volume. So just a roundabout figure, if the average person spends, let's just say $150, then, you can kind of say, hey, my PPA goal is 5. And I'm going to have, the average person's going to spend 150. So I can at least say, what is that? 300, 600, $750. And then I have these 2 people who already order. So, don't get so set in on the numbers. It's really just a goal. And as you watch it and as you track it and as you look at it as the month goes along, you'll sort of say like, oh, that goal may have been way too high, or I didn't set that goal high enough. Okay. I personally think personal volume is the most important one of the most important things that we can do, because as you go build through the ranks, the 3rd rank, you get to earn double the car bonus for having a good personal volume. It also means retention. You help someone thrive and you help someone feel great. It's so much easier just to keep them happy and them ordering every single month and helping them get their Thrive for free by referring people than it is to continuously go find new people. And so that is where the residual part of this business is huge. And I promise you, if you focus on that month over month, you will see an increase. You will absolutely see an increase. And it's just sort of fun. It's sort of fun to watch it grow. And with the detox, it's a huge opportunity. Okay, so the next one is new team members. How many new team members do you want to sponsor this month? And this is one that I think is super important to not put a 0 down, to at least have a 1 or a 2, because why? It's going to make you be very intentional about sharing what this business has to offer people. And you're like, oh my gosh, I have a goal of 2. Sponsoring 2 new people, helping them hit their bonus. Imagine if Lori, if you bring in 2 new people and one person hits VIP 1,600 and one person hits 800, they have just earned, $600. Somebody else has earned $1,200, and you now have $2,400 in volume in a total new section of team. You never know unless people ask. When Amber approached me about the business, I said, I don't have time. And she said, you can earn the commission or I can. And, and that was the truth. Like I didn't necessarily have time, and I didn't really know what she, needed. I wasn't like, I love the product, let me just send all the people to you. But you never know unless you ask. And I'm so grateful that she did not assume that I didn't want to be a part, that she talked to me about it. So don't assume.
I have a question about that.
Yes.
All right, all my current Thrivers right now that I have, nobody wants to become a promoter. I haven't talked to the 2 that ordered at the end of October, but everybody else that's been a Thriver with me previously, I've talked to them and they're like, no, just like flat out no. as you know, I've lost a lot of my promoters. So what about people that's under them and me actually reaching out to them to see if they would like to promote?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah, you can, but they would be promoters for them, not for you. They would be like sponsored like by that person if they're under that person. They wouldn't roll up. Just because
Well, let me understand this though. If it's somebody like you have, it's you, right? And then you've got a customer who said, no, don't want to promote, but then
Mhm.
they have a customer like a referral.
no, this would be like somebody under Lindsay.
yeah, no, it would be
Oh.
Lindsay's promoter.
Mhm.
Okay.
Which I mean is still great,
Yeah.
like I mean, there are people that are way far down in our downlines that we help. Like we help wherever. It doesn't even matter if you're making commission on them, someone on your team, is. And so we just want them to be successful. Personally, my experience, it is new blood. I was having this conversation with someone earlier today, and it's like, yeah, I think I've had it with 2 or 3 people recently, and it's like, I remember the saying, new blood solves old problems. You guys, I promise you, you can show them the water, you can show them the success, but you cannot do the work for them. And I personally spent a lot of time dragging people along. And at some point, you have to say, I'm not dragging you. I will support you, but you have to show up and do the work. And if you don't, then I still love you. I'm going to love you where you're at, because guess what? In a year, you may come back, but I'm not going to drag you anymore. I am moving on to someone who wants this. And it's not being mean, but this is a business. We're running a business. You're running a business. You're trying to impact people's lives, but also impact your family. So it is what it is, you know? And I really do think like meeting new people, like Lori, we've talked about those new connections, meeting new people, painting the picture of what it looks like. I personally love when people have good experiences, and the moment they have a good experience, we're talking about thriving for free, or we're talking about being a promoter. And it's going to go one of the 2 ways.
All right, I have another question to that. All right, Stacy and Steve that bought the couple pack, they are loving it. I have not talked to them about becoming a promoter, but I did talk to them about thriving for free. Stacy never gave any feedback, but Steve, he was like, I have been talking about it. Do you think maybe putting us in a 3-way message would help? Like, I find it hard to come across to say the right words, I guess you say, because I'm blunt. I'm more like, do you want to become a promoter? I'm telling you, you can make money, just coming across to them like that. But the way they messaged me back, I'm kind of a little bit standoff towards it. I guess I just need to go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So how I handle it, and I think everybody has to use their own verbiage, but for me, how I handle it is I would say, like, Steve, how many people do you know that are tired, that want to lose weight, that are, can't sleep at night? And, most of the time people are like, everybody in my life. And you can say, Steve, you're already doing it. Like you're already talking about it. Like that's exactly what you do. But imagine you can thrive for free and you can earn income. What would be, a dollar amount that you need to earn that would make this worth it? And some people are like, I'd like to pay for my groceries. Great. You can make grocery money. Some people say, I want to pay for my kids' activities, or I'd like to pay this credit card off, or my student loans. Okay, great. And then you can paint the picture for that, because honestly, I don't know what the quote is, but there's like a dollar amount. It's like $500 ish, something like that, that most Americans are that much away from like having nothing in their bank account and living paycheck to paycheck. So imagine what $50 a week, $200 a week could do for someone. It can really impact people's budget. But I would definitely get them on a 3-way until you feel comfortable, and, get them in a 3-way call or a 3-way, Zoom or a message.
I'll piggyback on that and say pretty much the same thing. Like, Steve, if you have 2 people that just a couple people that are interested in this, then yes, let's get you thriving for free. But if you think you know more than 2 people, we really should talk about being a promoter, because you're going to get that product for free and you're going to earn some commission. So, what does that look like for you? Do you have just a couple people, or do you think this could open up to more than 2 conversations? Because there's money to be made, and either I'm going to make it or you're going to make it. Same thing.
Mhm.
See, like I had asked them to make a post and they never even responded to that message. And they're loving their experience. I mean, they just bought again. So they're liking the Thrive experience, but it's almost like there's a delay with the feedback. Like if I message them, because I'm keeping in contact with them like I'm supposed to, I make sure everything goes smoothly. But when I message them, there's like a delayed reaction to the comment back.
Well,
Yeah.
and I would not, I mean, people are really busy, and I just I just wrote down 3 messages that I opened yesterday that I never responded back. It has nothing to do with that I didn't want to. I just forgot. Like, everybody lives such busy lives. So, I mean, I ask people 3 and 4 times until they flat out tell me no. And then guess what? I'm gonna ask them again next month. And then if they're like, I'm not ready, I'm just gonna keep asking. Because unless they say no, I don't want to do that, then you just, and I just say, hey, do you mind if I ask you again in a little bit? And if they don't want to make a post, then you say, hey, growing, how I grow this business is referrals. Will you just send some people to me, share your story with them face to face? You guys, referrals are so good. And if you get someone and you really like Lori, they're loving it, they may never be promoters, but they may refer the heck out of people and send them straight to you. And one of them may join your team. Yep. So how many new team members? And then the next 2 ones are how many free accounts do you want to have? So a free account is basically giving someone access to your website and letting them sort of look, and also assigns them to you. So I personally, anytime I'm having a conversation or I'm sending someone a sample or I'm adding them into our customer group or anything like that, I'm adding them into my database. And you guys, if you ever pop in and someone says they've never thrived, but their email is taken, I have done this probably 20 times in the last 90 days. I go and I email support. I just did it today. And I said, can you release this email? Because a lot of times people will start free accounts and they don't even know that they have a free account. And so usually they will release it, and then that person will never come back to bite you, that person was assigned to someone else. So I would try that first, especially if they've never ordered before or it's been a while. So a free account goal would be, I'll give you a guest, like a good thing that Paul Gravett always said to us a lot in the very beginning. He would say, if you want to launch your business or relaunch your business, 100 free accounts in 30 days. It's very aggressive, but that means you're talking to a lot of people. And what does a free account really mean? It doesn't really mean anything, but you are having a conversation. You're getting to the point of the conversation where you're giving them access to the website. And so 100 is super aggressive. I will tell you, I've tried to do that 3 different times and I did it twice, but I had nothing going on in my life that was pulling me away. But think about it. If there's 31 days, can you get a free account a day? Can you get 5 a week? Can you get 4 a week? Amber, what do you think about what's a good goal you think for free accounts?
I mean, I kind of go on a daily thing. What makes sense each day. Now we're in Christmas season. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things and moving pieces and being drawn and pulled different ways. So do I want to get a daily goal or do I want to set myself a weekly goal? Right now in December, for me, weekly is more feasible to do, a certain number per week because each day is a little variable. But generally speaking, on a normal day, in a normal time of year, 1 a day, it should be a cakewalk. It should be like the par for the course to plug somebody into your system, at least 1 person a day.
Mm-hmm. And if you want to start even with like 15, that's 1 every other day. And if you look in your back office where you can track these, I mean, I will tell you, the company puts your PPA in your 30-day new accounts right there. It's important to them. That's exactly how Amber and I in November got in the top 10 of the company and got like those free samples, was free accounts and new orders within our geography. So, and I didn't even think it was that like big of a deal. I mean, I didn't even realize we had done well, you know, it was just.
No, me either. But pro tip here, Kelly and I decided in October, hey, let's join forces. Let's just have like an accountability with each other, and find that on the team, find that with somebody that you're connected to on the team to say, I just want to report to you every day and you report to me. Like it's a personal competition. We don't even have to be in competition with each other, but just someplace to check in and say, hey, here's what I've done today. And in that time frame, since we started doing that, Kelly and myself landed in that like leaderboard that I had no idea I was even in the running for. When it came up and my name was there, I was like, what? That's crazy. Like, yay. But I think it all had everything to do with that accountability piece of saying like, I'm being intentional. I want to have intentional conversations of driving this business into a place of having a Thrive conversation.
Yep. So true. So the next one is samples, and these can be free samples or paid samples. I will tell you guys, samples, I have not always been the biggest believer in samples, but I have learned that I need to believe in samples. I started on a sample. I know a lot of people, Jeremy and Ashley started on a sample. A lot of people start on a sample, especially if people, I don't go straight in for a sample because the best thing people can do is commit to 30 days. But there are so many people, especially right now in the giving, like think about the 12 days of giving in that group. You guys, if you have people participating and they don't win, even if they do win, why not offer them a free mini experience or offer them an experience for $10 or $15? You can send them from corporate or you can send them yourself. I do both. I think that it's just such a good thing. And people generally, even if you have a 50-50 ratio of people ordering, that's really great. I mean, imagine if you sent 10 samples in the month of December and you had 50% of people order. That's 5 new orders.
So huge. So you're leaning on the group, your customer group to offer the promo and plugging your people into that. But like Kelly said, if your person or if your people don't win, maybe cherry pick, maybe figure out who is in there that maybe tried to win it, that you're connected to, that you really want to thrive. That I'll tell you right now, that's what I did with Kelly Hoover. I wanted a sample in her hand. And when the winning came about, I chose Kelly to win because I wanted product in her hand. It took her like 5-6 months to take that product. And I had to love her for a very long time where she was, but look where I am today with her. She's an amazing, incredible leader and rock star. So you offer, even if it's a 1-day sample, to say, look, you didn't win in the group, but I'm going to send you 1 day of Thrive just to show you how easy it is. And maybe they're a 1-day thriver. Maybe they feel something, maybe they don't, but they at least get to see, okay, that shake doesn't taste awful. That system was easy. You just don't know what kind of doors that's going to open when you go above and beyond to like be aware who's in there, who's posting, who of my people are in there trying to win, and making those connections and doing your own thing with those people. Huge.
Yes, totally agree. Completely agree. Okay. And the last few things that we have are team members that you want to work one-on-one with. And maybe you're like, Kel, I don't have a team member yet. That's okay. Pick a customer you want to help thrive for free. Pick someone who you think is getting ready to launch. Okay. Pick someone, and maybe it's, hey, I don't have anybody that I want to work with right now, but I'm going to help these 2 people get their product for free. And I'm going to reach out to every single person that has ever signed up for a promoter account underneath me. Or check out the people who are ordering. It's amazing what can happen. Sometimes you will find people that are ordering and you're like, who is this person? And they're like, they're underneath someone who's not doing the business anymore. So what if you can reach and you could help them? What if that person has referrals? So pick at least one person to really focus on. I love this. I have been doing this for I think this is going into my 4th month where I have been working directly with like people and helping them. And it has been, it's been really good because it allows you to really focus in on specific goals that they want. And, okay, so the next thing up in the top right where it just says goal, you can put anything you want here. This is something that maybe like for me, I wrote keep up with my Trello because over Thanksgiving, my Trello is my follow-up system. Over Thanksgiving, I got a little behind. So I don't want, like, it's a non-negotiable for me. I have to follow up with those people, whether there's 10 or there's 30 on a day. I do not get to go to sleep until that calendar is clear. So that is like a goal for me. Also, it's a goal that I'm going to post an Instagram Reels more. So what is it for you? Maybe it's, I'm going to eat, maybe it's a personal goal, but having like 1 or 2 things just that you can really focus on will keep you like your plan. And then if you're a reader or you're a listener, including a book, we added that because self-development is so key. I don't love to read and I am like seriously the world's slowest reader. Like I have issues for sure. And I don't comprehend very easily. And so I like to read just in short spurts. So like I may read for 10 minutes, or I may read 1 chapter or 10 pages. And that's really honestly like all I can comprehend, but I do really love to learn visually, watching something and listening. So I will watch at least 5 trainings a week. And I may do it while I'm like, doing laundry or something like that, but it helps. So maybe you have something that you go for that. And I want to touch on the bottom right and give you guys a few ideas about these. So the auto ship customers, these are people just knowing who they are. Okay. One of the things that is so helpful to do is to maybe you have 1 auto ship customer, maybe you have 10, but write them a handwritten card. It's so crazy. I'm not even kidding you guys, 84 handwritten cards in the month of Thanksgiving for people who had ordered in the last 90 days with me. And I sent them all like something small. Okay. It was extremely time consuming. It probably took me 25 hours. I don't even know. I cannot tell you how many people responded back and were like, I never get a handwritten card. Like that was so kind. Thank you so much. Like, I'm so happy to see you doing good. Like, I'm definitely going to refer people, like even just the detox, it just means a lot. And you don't have to do it every month. I don't do that every single month, but maybe you have new people. Maybe you're going to write something. Maybe you just say, hey, I'm going to send you $10 because you've ordered for 3 months in a row. I'm just going to send it to you. You may not have time to do the cards. I'm going to send you $10 just as a thank you, a customer appreciation. And that is something really good to just do every month. Okay, and the other things are the ones on the right, you guys, y'all know we talk a lot about Facebook groups. I know Jeremy and I were talking about that earlier today, but Facebook groups, choosing a Facebook group, 2 of them that you really want to focus on, and that's making new friends in there, adding value, creating conversations. So we're in a bunch of groups. We're all in a ton of groups, I'm sure, probably way more than you even see, but choose 2 that you're going to focus on this month. And really, you're going to hang out and make new friends. Those new friends may thrive with you in January. Okay. And then these last things, now these are things that you may choose to or not to do, but they've really worked out very nicely for me. And so I wanted them to be on here for you guys. So an auto ship special. So the last, I don't know, probably 16 months, I have offered all of my customers who have an order of $100 or more something. Okay. I'll either send them a card with a little thirst in there that's costing me like 90 cents. Or I may send them, like I had a girl today that has referred me 3 or 4 people, and these orders are like $300 and $400 and $500. And I just said, I can't thank you enough for referring people to me. I'm sending you $50. Like, what do you want to buy? And she ended up spending like another $200 and something just because I was like, thank you, and send her $50. So think of something that maybe you want to do for your auto ship people. And again, it doesn't have to be credits or anything like that. You can even just send them $5. And then at the very bottom, the monthly promo for new customers. This is something I just recently started doing because I learned from some other leaders and it's really worked great for them. So what I am personally doing this month in December is I am giving 50% off of a detox when they order the 3 steps. So all my new customers or my returning customers are going to get $24 off their detox, and they're going to get $44 off that the company gives them from their 3 steps. So for $174, they're going to get a detox and they're going to get the 3 steps. And it sets them up for 6 weeks of success. Maybe they don't start till after Thanksgiving or after Christmas, but maybe for you, it's, hey, free shipping all month. And here's the cool thing why this is great to plan is because you can talk about it all month. I did half off treat meal last month. I sold so much treat meal. People are like, I don't even know what this is, but it sounds great. And I know people needed it. Guess what? I don't ever talk about treat meals. So nobody ever knows about that. So choose something that you feel you can do. You guys know that if you need credits, if you need these things, because you've, exhausted yours, always ask us. We're always here to help you. But maybe you choose something and you talk about it in your stories. Don't wait on Lavelle to have a promo. They give us amazing promos, but like right now, what are we talking about? You can be repetitive and talk consistently about what your personal promo is. That's just something new I've been doing because I've learned that from, a lot of other people, and it's been really good. And then the last thing I was talking, the team and the personal promos where it says week 1, 2, and 3, and 4. This is just a really great way to organize if you want to do like, maybe you have a team of 1 or you have a team of 3 or 4. Maybe you say, just like I said tonight, a promo, I'm giving someone a Unfold app membership or credits for being on one random person. Why? Just for participating, either being on live or watching the replay. And remember, you get an extra point if you tag me in a story. So all of you will get that opportunity. But it's a way to be able to give back. So maybe you do that for other people. And it doesn't always have to be, I don't always love saying like the highest volume wins or the most people win. Like those are good too, because it drives results. But what about just participation and showing up? Because I think that is so important as well, because everybody has highs and lows in their business. So Amber, what else do you have, I know, to contribute towards this? And we'll get everybody off of here because I know we ran a little longer.
I think the main thing for me, learning what I've learned through like doing the detox myself and promoting the detox, is don't sleep on those plus line products, you guys. I think there's a huge market out there for people who aren't quite ready to commit to 3 steps, but maybe they only want to do the detox, or they're only looking for one product to help with one specific thing. That's okay. Get their foot in the door, promote those products, like talk about your favorite plus lines and what they do and why they're important. And, be honest about how much they cost, because I think cost is a sensitive thing. People worry, okay, if I sign up for this, how much is it going to cost me? That's almost always the first question that everybody has. So if you pick one plus line product that you're going to talk about, whether that's detox, which is what Kelly said earlier, offering half off the detox for a brand new person to roll into, this bundle of the detox and the Thrive experience, that's brilliant, because you're setting somebody up for 6 weeks of really good success. But I think, today, if you look at my Facebook, I talked about recharge. I want to have a concentrated effort on bringing to light some of these plus line products that people really might be interested in and might lean into faster than they would lean into the full Thrive experience, because maybe they're a little intimidated by the process or by the cost of that, but they want, they would be willing to do a detox or an activate or a pure or a rest or whatever their pain point is. But those people can roll into Thrivers. They can roll into what we do as those 3 steps. So I think that there's a lot of benefit into painting the whole picture, showing your DFT and talking about those 3 steps, but also giving people something to look at as far as how many, have you counted, Kelly? How many Plus line products do we even have at this point? When you look at all like the Thrive Nutrition line and Thrive Skin, there's so many things out there that could, make somebody look at this a little bit closer. And you just don't know what that one thing is that somebody's going to step in and fall in love with everything about Thrive and Lavelle and our team and our culture and, the whole thing. So I think that's another place, especially in December, because like we've said, December's a tricky month. It could be massive and it can be not so massive just because there's a lot going on. It's the holidays, there's a lot, but stay the course this month. Don't stop. Don't have a voice, like make it known what you're doing and put it out there consistently, because come January, I promise you, January is when our business makes a flip and we see this huge increase in people ready to take care of themselves, ready to spend money on themselves, talking about their New Year's resolution. And if they're hearing you and seeing you in December, they're going to be thinking of you in January. So I think it's just huge to know that. Don't get discouraged in December, whatever that brings. I hope it brings us all blessings and all prosperity and all new tons of new thrivers. But your voice matters right now. And I encourage all of you to stay that course.
Yeah, so true. And that is the thing, you guys, everything you do right now, I promise you, it comes to fruition big time. January through May is huge. It is absolutely huge. You can double and triple and quadruple your business. You really, truly can. So does anybody have any questions about this worksheet and about how to break it down?
I do have one question. What was that book that you had in your stories the other day? It was your devotional book, to the point like you could journal in it and everything.
100 Days of Believing Bigger. So this is a company called Dayspring. I've done several of them. You can go to like dayspring.com. There actually maybe still a sale going on for them. But this one's really, really good. They have a lot of, what is my favorite one? It's called 100 Days of More Heart, Less Hustle. It is very driven to entrepreneurs. But I love it because there's devotional in it, there's prayer, and then there's a question that really makes you think about, how you're going to apply. This one's more about like right now I'm into trusting and just trusting your skills, trusting where God has like led you down. And I'm definitely it's definitely very encouraging. I'm going to keep trying to share it. I don't do it every day, but I do it about 5 days a week.
Okay. So 100 Days of Believe Bigger. Believe Bigger?
Yeah.
And what was the other one you said? 100 Days of
100 Days of less hustle, more Jesus, more heart, something like that. I got it right here.
Is there one author for both of those?
Say it again.
Is the same author for both of those?
I just go to dayspring.com.
Okay.
And where am I?
And I'll tell you guys, I'm like Kelly, like I need short reads. I need something quick, 10 minutes or less that I can plug into and get some inspiration from. I can't read chapters at a time. I don't know, I glaze over. Like I'm just like, and I feel like I have to reread the same thing over and over again. So if it's something quick that I can pull from and get some, motivation or energy from, that's my speed.
Yeah. Great idea, Caitlin. I actually think I got this one I did get this one from a Mary and Martha consultant, which I had never even heard of, but I've ordered a lot. It is just a Dayspring one, but yeah, you can absolutely go to her. And if you can't find one, I can give you a name of the girl I ordered mine from, but yes, it's the same price. So good point, Caitlin. So what you want to do, you guys, after you get this done is, grab somebody and share it with them, share the accountability and put it somewhere where you can see it. I always stick mine up right where my computer is. I'll take a picture of it and put it on my phone. But now what you want to do, maybe not tonight, but maybe tomorrow morning, you want to take that and you want to transfer it and say, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow to help reach these goals? Okay. And create that plan around it. And a lot of those are things that we do on the working Zooms. And the last tip I'm going to give you guys, because this completely transformed so much, is when Amber and I, our very first 2 weeks of October, when we were holding each other accountable, we were like tracking. I mean, I don't even know, my PPA, I think was like a 4 or a 5, which I know that seems high for some people, but my PPA normally is like 8 to 10. It rarely drops in the single digits, but it had. And I was having all these conversations. I'm like, why is my PPA so low? And I was like, I need to track my conversation. So I'm not even kidding you. We had sticky notes and I tracked conversations and I tracked how many times I shared my Thrive story each day. And I told Amber a week later, we were meeting every Monday, and I said, I'm so disappointed in myself. I shared my Thrive story twice yesterday. I talked to 27 people, but only shared Thrive two times. And it really made me aware that I thought I was doing the work because I was talking to a lot of people, but I was not being intentional about getting to the point of helping them. And so it was funny to see it transform. And it was funny to watch the PPA go up and the volume go up and all of that, just by simply realizing something that I thought I was doing. I was busy, but I wasn't being intentional about sharing my story. So if you feel like, gosh, I'm talking to a lot of people and I'm not getting orders, do that. It was a game changer for me. Yes, she said light bulb moment. Yes, yes. And that is the thing, you guys, because we do teach, not to spam people, but there's a difference. Your warm market, you're talking to them. There is a difference about bringing it up and sharing the story or offering a sample or inviting them to the 12 days of Christmas, 12 days of giveaway, not Christmas.
And oftentimes, Kelly, it is the elephant in the room when you're having genuine, just back and forth, non-Thrive conversations. And you realize when it comes up, when you get the nerve and the courage to bring it up, the other person is like, I've been wanting to ask you, or I've been wanting to go there. I've been wanting to talk about this because I've seen your posts. And then it's natural and it's normal. And you kind of feel silly for not already bringing it up. I've been having this back and forth conversation with this girl for a long time, who we're connected on something completely different. And just tonight, she brought up to me, I hadn't even got there with her yet. I wasn't even thinking of her as a Thrive person because we were having a genuine, complete conversation about something totally different. And she was like, I have tried Thrive before and I think I want to try it again. So sometimes it's the elephant in the room that they're kind of waiting on you to talk about it. Mm-hmm. So don't shy away from that. Like, own it. It's what you do. You love it. Bring it up. Pull that curtain off and talk about it.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised where it goes.
100%. So, well, I'm excited, you guys. Sorry we ran a little bit over. It was not our intention. But I hope it was helpful. If you guys need any ideas about how to create the plan and apply it, just drop in the chat and I will upload this probably tomorrow and then get it in the chat for the recording. So y'all let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for being on tonight. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.